Plaintiff Felicia Blanks says she witnessed a car hit her son's car and take off, and she caught the incident on video. The driver turned out to be the defendant, and once Felicia and her son caught up with her, she led them on a high-speed chase. Defendant Brittany Williams insists she only tapped the first car, and she didn't believe she caused any damage, which is why she took off. Later that day, Brittany admits she fled the scene because she feared for her safety. So she's countersuing for emotional distress.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
So I want to start off by saying I don't know Brittany Williams, had never seen her before the incident that happened on March 16th. My son's car was parked on the street. I happened to be sitting at the window and I witnessed a blue Sentra back down the street. As I was sitting there, the Sentra crashed into the front of my son's car and took off down the street. So I submitted into evidence, and I want you to see that I have video of the car crashing into my son's car. I immediately yelled out for my boyfriend and my son to run outside. Somebody had just crashed into the car. My boyfriend told my son, get in his car and go after it and call him on the phone. He was going to get into another car. My son called him and said he lost the car. A couple hours later, he called me and he said, I was on my way to the store and I think I see that car that hit me. He said, there's someone in the car and they see me, they're taking off. We eventually ended up catching up to them. She was speeding down Roosevelt Road. She was going down dead-end streets, jumping curbs.
How do you know?
We were right behind her.
Okay.
My son was then behind us.
And you were in there with your boyfriend?
It was myself, my boyfriend, and my 10-year-old daughter in the car. We got to an intersection where it was a three-way stop. She put on her right turn signal and got over to the far right. So he pulled up on the left-hand side of her to say, pull over, stop. She immediately went left and crashed into the truck. I mean, the truck tilted, and she continued then northbound down that street. We continued to follow her.
Let me ask you this. Why do you think she stopped that time?
She didn't completely stop, but she stopped enough to where we could pull up to the left-hand side of her. And instead of turning right, she went left. We were on the left-hand side.
Let me hear your version.
Okay. Don't know her from a can of paint. Met her. I will admit, I tapped her son's car or daughter. I don't know who it was. I tapped the car, I pulled off because there was no damage.
How do you know?
Because I got on check mine when I pulled off and parked my car.
Okay, you check yours.
Yeah.
Yours wasn't any damage.
Yeah,
That's not his, right? Go ahead. What else?
I had no damage, okay.
I understand that. So you tapped the car, and since there was nothing wrong, you kept driving. Some reason you got out to look at your car, though?
Oh, no, when I left the scene, I was way gone. It was hours later.
Right. You decided to go and look to see?
Because I tapped the car. I know that I tapped it. I was looking at my car to make sure it was okay and make sure.
Right. But if you knew you only tapped it, you have no reason to even get out and look at yours. If you were already certain you had done no damage, you had no reason to go and see if there was damage.
I should have checked it sooner.
Okay. And what happened after that?
Okay, so a couple hours later, I'm getting ready to head home. And I noticed that the car that I tapped earlier is following me. So I pulls off, drives away, and I see that there's another car behind it, a big green truck.
What do you mean you pull off?
Like I left, like I'm driving.
Why?
Because it's following me. Why you following me?
Because you hit the car. And you
Okay.
remember you already know you tapped it.
I tapped it. But I
Right,
don't know
so
who's
if
in
you
this
tap
car.
the car and you see the cars following you and you know you've done nothing, that's when you stop and say, hey, what's the deal? I tapped your car, so why are you following me? With the windows down if you're scared to get out. I know that's your next statement. So they say, well, no, you caused damage to our car. And there's no hostility, no body threatening you. Then you say, okay, I thought it was just a tap. Let's see, because I don't want you following me anymore. And I've done nothing wrong. So I can stop you from following me by showing you that your car is not hit and that neither is mine. Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you just keep running instead?
Because I didn't know who was in the car, and I didn't want to stop my car not knowing who in the car behind me. It could be
Why?
two,
You thought they might do something to you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of my neighborhood, and I know people.
No.
around there.
Why would they have the motive to do
Because
something
I tapped
to
their
you?
car.
Oh, And so you knew there was a possibility that you did some damage. So what happened then? After you didn't stop for the people whose car you had tapped and you knew they were behind you, what happened then? You kept fleeing?
Yes,
you kept
now it's
fleeing?
2 cars. It's 2 cars are chasing me.
Okay.
Like chasing me. I'm going speeding.
Yeah.
Different
I know,
stop
we
signs,
know that. You were
stoplights.
fleeing the car that you tapped. Go ahead.
Okay.
Then
As
what?
I'm fleeing from the people chasing me, I called the police and said I'm coming to the police station because it's 2 cars are chasing me. I'm turning to go towards the police station. I'm turning left and her husband T-bones my car. T-bones, like tried to hit me onto the expressway, tried to kill me.
Okay,
I get
what
to the
happened at the police station?
I get to the police station. I come outside. You know, I'm finna pull up. I'm pulling up. I'm frantic. I'm driving. I'm beeping horns, getting through lights, trying to get to police station on 5th Avenue. I finally pull up. Her husband gets out the car, coming to my car, trying to fight me, calling me out my name.
In front of the police station?
In front of the police station. Police is out there also. My window's halfway down. They get me inside. They hear the stories. As what I was left with, I hit their car. They hit me back, and it was left at that. Couple weeks later, I'm back on the street again because my friend lives on that block. I'm on my side of the street, not over there. I'm sitting in the parking, the driveway, and her husband and her are outside, and he has a shotgun. A shotgun. Yelling, cursing at me from across the street, and she's sitting outside just watching it like, you gonna let him shoot me in broad daylight. I called the police. I had a problem with this person already. I hit their car. I'm back on this block. He's harassing me. Police comes over, talk to me, get my story. Go over, get his story. He don't have the shotgun now. He has a handgun. So now you have 2 guns. So story goes on. They say, tell him, I can come on this block. You can't, you know, she'll be on your side. You be on your side. Y'all go through insurance with whatever's going on with she tapped your car last month. You can't keep harassing her. So now when I do come on that block, still to this day.
No. Let's go back to where you almost shot dead. With a shotgun and a gun.
Yeah.
Right in front of the police.
And broad daylight.
Tell me what happened. I want to know about the police, what they did. You done skipped over that part. What happens when you almost get murdered? What did the police say that you almost being killed?
The police said that I stay on my side and he stay on his side. I'm pretty sure he had.
Anybody have a report where when you went to the police and told them that this man pulled a shotgun out on you and he pulled a gun on you, do you have anything that the police may have said by way of a report?
I have a witness statement that shows that he had.
No, police.
No, the police didn't take no. They
really?
Took a
you told them they pulled a gun? All right, you need to go. You need to go to the head of the police department and tell them I went to the police after a man pulled a shotgun on me. Would you please tell me what you all have done since that time that I was almost blown away with a shotgun and a 9mm at the same time? Nothing? All right. Go ahead, ma'am. What do you want to tell me about the shotgun incident and attempts to threaten her life?
She pulled up to the police station and we pulled up behind her and she pulled off again. She continued to flee.
Okay, that doesn't sound reasonable.
No, not at all. Not someone that's on the phone with the police that tells them I'm on my way.
That's it? That's the only police contact you've had?
No, we continue to follow her, and I guess she saw we were not going to give up. So she went back to the police station, and we pulled up behind her. The police came out, and yes, my boyfriend was extremely upset. I mean, you just hit 2 of our cars, hit and ran 2 cars, and never attempted to stop. The police came out, they separated us. I told them what had happened earlier and that she fled. I showed them video of her hitting the car. They told me that she was being arrested for driving with a suspended license. When they opened the door to get her out of the car, the marijuana smoke billowed out of the car. I mean, you could literally see it. They told me that she was being arrested for driving under suspension and her car was being towed. They told me, they gave me the report number and told me that I could report it to her insurance company. I tried to report it to her insurance company. Due to COVID-19 and working from home, they suggested you submit the claim online, which I did.
You say she was arrested on site?
She was arrested on site.
Is that true?
My license was suspended because I didn't pay my SR-22.
No, that wasn't my question.
Wait, yes, I was arrested.
Okay, go ahead, ma'am. And you want to show me the damage that occurred?
Yeah.
Boom! Very good. That tap, right, moved the whole car. Ma'am, what is it you want to tell me about this fight?
Well, she provided the police a fake insurance card. So she did not have insurance.
I'm sorry, about 2 weeks later, that's what I'm referring to.
Okay, so 2 weeks later, I saw her outside, and I called the police, and I said, the person that hit my cars 2 weeks ago is outside. She was arrested for suspended license. She did not have insurance, although she provided you guys with an insurance card. Can you send somebody over here? My boyfriend went to the front sidewalk where she was laughing and waving and taunting him like it was a joke. The police came, and she told the police he pulled a shotgun on me. The police came back across the street. He said, do you own a gun? He said, yes, I do. I have it on me right here. He pulled up his waistband. He said, do you have a concealed to carry? He said, yes, I do. He provided him with that. He went and checked it, and he brought it back to him. I said, she's driving with a suspended license, and she doesn't have insurance. He went across the street to her. He came back. He said, ma'am, she said her license was reinstated. I said, sir, the courts are closed. How was her license reinstated? The courts, as well as Secretary of State, is closed. He said, well, that's what she told me. I said, well, she doesn't have insurance, and she's driving that car. He went back over to her, and he came back to me and said, she said, if you want proof of her insurance, you need to take that up at the police station. And that was it. Okay. So he provided I went and got a copy of the police report.
What page is that?
It's after the pictures, Your Honor.
Not only did you hit her bumper, you cracked it, and that's usually about $3,000. Cracking, oh yeah, I'm talking about you tapped it. All
Page
right.
12, Your Honor.
And this is the truck you're referring to?
Yes.
Looks like somebody turned left in front of you and hit it. All right. And what does she owe you for, ma'am? Emotional distress?
Emotional distress.
For the gun?
For the gun. Okay. Every time I come over there.
I think everything you said was a story, trying to lie your way out of it. So I believe zero of what you say. I've seen the pictures myself. It looks like exactly what she said occurred. Therefore, I'm dismissing you and your claim and granting you your $3,500. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
She better tell her husband to leave me alone, and the next time I'm gonna have to kick her by myself.
Okay, well, she's threatening in open court. I also want to say that she was involved in an incident 2 weeks ago.
And your husband wanted me to get beat up and killed in my event that I had.
She attempted to run people over. She crashed another car.